Good day everyone, I am Sherlyn Mae and Sualog and I am here in front of you to discuss about the Bangsamoro tribe Tausug, the last tribes of Mindanao, the people of the sea current. So first we'll tackle about the Tausug. So Tausug means people of the sea currents. Tao means people and sug means sea current. Tausug called people of the sea current kasi sila yung mga taong naninirahan sa karagatan sa kasalukuyan. Mga taong isla sila, kumbaga. They are the numerically dominant group in the Sulu archipelago of the southern Philippines. Jolo Island, strategically located near the heart of the archipelago, constitute the cultural and political center of Tausug society. On Jolo Island, coastal dwelling Tausug refer to themselves as Tao Higad. Higad means sea coast, and to inland dwellers are Tao Gimba or Gimba hinterland. So itong Tao Higad, tinatawag silang Tao Higad kasi sila yung coastal dwelling Tausug na naninirahan sa inner part ng Jolo Island, where the Tao Gimba or the Gimba hinterland are the people living outer part in the Jolo Island. Whereas both group refers to Tausug living on islands other than Jolo as Tao Po. Po means island. So, meron din mga Tausug people na hindi naninirahan exactly sa Jolo Island. They are just living sa isla pa rin, pero hindi exactly in the Jolo Island. And tinatawag silang Tao Po kasi people in the island. Kasi tao means people, di ba? And po means island. And hindi kasi sila naninirahan sa Jolo Island, so they called themselves as Tao Po. Kasi po, naninirahan sila sa isla, Tausug, they are Tausug people and naninirahan sila sa isla talaga, pero hindi exactly sa Jolo Island. In Sabah, Malaysia, the Tausug are known officially and in the ethnographic literature as Suluk. So, in Sabah, Malaysia naman, ang tawag sa Tausug people doon is Suluk. Suluk means is the perfect inner life and the mantra of the puppeteer. So, yung mga Suluk people, Tausug people doon sa Sabah, Malaysia, sila yung merong perfect inner life and the mantra of the puppeteer. The mantra of the puppeteer means they can control puppets. So in Sabah, Malaysia, meron silang perfect inner life and they can control puppets. Next is the location and demography. The 400 or so island of the Jolo archipelago, bounded on the west by the Sulu Sea. Jolo Island is surrounded by coral reefs and fringed with sand beaches and mangrove swamps. So yun yung location ng tinitirahan ng mga Tausug people kasi usually talaga mga Tausug people ay naninirahan talaga sa mga isla. Kasi doon yung mga pinagkukunan ng anilang pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Doon din sila nagkakaroon ng mga ideas ng mga doon din sila naninirahan kasi doon kadalasan kinukuha yung pang-araw-araw nilang pangunahin sa kanilang buhay. So, the demography. The Tausug population of the Philippines was estimated at 325,000 in 1970. So, Tausug population, the overall in the Philippines, was estimated at 325,000 last 1970. But 190,000 lived in Jolo Island. So, out of 325,000 population of Tausug people, 190,000 ang naninirahan sa Jolo Island. In Sabah, Malaysia, Tausug numbered 10,900 in 1970. So, sa Sabah, Malaysia naman, meron silang population na 10,970 in 1970. So, but the current estimate now of their number, yung current estimate ng number ng Tausug people, together with the recent refugees, run from 20,000 to as high as 100,000. So, yung mga Tausug people in the current in the current and the recent number, current estimate was 20,000 to as high as 100,000. So, napansin nyo, medyo bumaba yung Tausug people na ngayon sa recent times natin. Because since World War II, indigenous forms of armed conflict have revived. Sulu today is a major center of Islamic separatism. So, doon talaga nagsimula kung bakit lumiit yung population ng Tausug people. Kasi, since nung World War II, lahat ng mga indigenous people ay nagka-conflict na mag-revive. And then, kaya yon doon nagsimula yung mga Islamic separatism. Nagkahiwalay-hiwalay yung mga Tausug people. The birthplace of many of the founding leaders of the recent Moro National Liberation Front and the site of some of the most destructive fighting of the recent past. Yun yung one of the reason bakit lumiit yung number of Tausug people. Next are the Tausug dialect. So, Tausug is spoken by about 1 million people in parts of the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia, particularly on the Sulu Archipelago, the Zamboanga Peninsula, southern Palawan in the Philippines, in Sabah, Malaysia, and in Kalimantan in Indonesia. Tausug, member of the Visayan branch of Central Philippine language, which is part of Malayo-Polynesian language family. Tausug is closely related to the Butuanon language of northeastern Mindanao. The Tausug language is adapted from the vocabulary of Tagimaha, in whose locality the Sultan of Sulu lived and established Buansa, the capital of the Sultanate. So I have here an example of dialect ng Tausug. So this is the sample text. Wayroon Tuhan malaingkan hala, He Muhammad din Rasul sin Allah, which means there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Next, we have here the two dialects of Tausug. First, we have the Parianum. Is spoken by the people living along the coast of Holo. And Ginbahanon, those in the interior part of the Holo Island. So dito din yun, ito din tawag ng mga people living the inner island, inner part of the Holo Island. They speak Ginbahanon. Yun yung Tausug dialect nila kapag yung mga nakatira sa inner part ng Holo Island. Ang dialect nila is Ginbahanon. Then, sa outer part naman ng Holo, ang dialect nila is the Parianum. So, these are the family system of the Tausug people. So, these are the Tausug family terminologies. Magtay manghud or the people of the same generation. Magtalya po, relationship between alternate generations, grandparents to grandchildren. Yun yung tawag. Ama, yun yung tawag sa father nila. Ina, tawag sa mother nila. Apo, or grandparent or grandchild. Taymanghod, relationship between siblings, yung magkakapatid. Taymanghod ang tawag sa kanila pag magkakapatid. Magulang, older siblings. Magulang means, kunwari, ako yung bunso and I have, ang kuya ko, tawag ko sa kanya is magulang. Manghod is the younger siblings. Manghod naman ang tawag sa akin if ako yung bunso. So these are the family system. Again, the Tausug family terminologies. We have the inaun, sister of the father. So yung kapatid ng papa ko, ang tawag ko is inaun. Amaon naman kapag kapatid na lalaki ng papa ko. And pagtanghod is the cousin, tawag sa mga pinsan. Anakon means kin of child's generation. So, kin means one's relative. Relative siya, yung kin. Kaya anakon kasi ano siya, one's relative ng child's generation. Yon. Bana is husband, asawa is wife, and ugangan is in-laws. Yung mga mother-in-law, father-in-law, yun, brother-in-law, ganun. Ugangan, mother-in-law and father-in-law, yun yung mga tawag. Ugangan yung tawag sa kanila. So, we will proceed to the Tausug culture. So, religious beliefs and practices of Tausug culture. The Tausug are Sunni Muslims who observes Muslims' 5 pillars. The Tausug are Sunni Muslims who observe the Muslims' 5 pillars. So, these 5 pillars are the profession of faith or shahada, prayer or salat, alms or zakat, fasting or son, and pilgrimage or hajj. So, madiscuss natin ito in the next part of our slide. The elder Tausug are those who continue to do daily prayers, even if they believe that illnesses, diseases, and other misfortunes are part of their God's will. They still also hang on to the belief of having spirits in the environment that are capable of administering good and bad fortunes. Due to this, they continue to have the mangugubat or folk cures that supposedly treat the ill. They get their powers through dreams or from the instructions of the elder mangugubats. They cure the sick using the herbal medicine and prayer. So sila ang manggugubat or folk cures, sila yung may mga direct access to the spirit world. Kasi nga, 'di ba? They can cure illnesses. And yung manggugubat, sila yung naka-cure ng mga sakit, and nakukuha daw nila yung mga powers nila through dreams or from the instruction of the elder manggugubats. And meron din silang direct access sa mga spirit world, kaya pagaling sila ng mga may sakit. So, next, we have the so dito na natin matatakel yung 5 pillars of Islam and the religious beliefs, how those Tausug man court of in a girl he likes, and the burial practices. So, yung 5 pillars ng exam na nabanggit ko kayo na, which is shahada, salat, zakat, son, and hajj. So, ito, shahada, belief in one God. Yeah, dito yung nanggagaling yung there is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God. Kasi shahada, yun yung first nila na 5 pillars ng Islam, kasi naniniwala lang sila sa isang Panginoon. And they believe also that Muhammad is the messenger of God. Next is the salat, which means praying 5 times a day. So, ang salat naman is ito yung yung parang prayers nila. And ginagawa nila ito, panalangin nila, ginagawa nila ito 5 times a day. Yung 5 times a day na yon is a day, at dawn, noon, or sa kalagitnaan ng tanghali, mid-afternoon, yung hindi pa masyado hapon, mid-afternoon, sunset, and after dark. So, yun yung 5 times prayer ng Tausug people, or ng 5 pillars of Islam. Zakat is the giving aims. So, ito namang zakat, Muslims donate a fixed portion of their income to community members in need. Kaya siya giving aims kasi yung mga Muslims din, kapag sumusunod sa mga 5 pillars, nagbibigay sila ng fixed portions or fixed amount ng income nila para sa community nila na nangangailangan. Son. So, ito namang son or fasting. Fasting ito. So, fasting or son. Fasting during Ramadan. During the daylight hours of Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, all healthy adult Muslims are required to abstain from food and drink. Yun yung fasting nila. Gina-restrain nila yung sarili nila from food and drinks. mag-start ito during the daylight hours of Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. And then, lastly is the Hajj, or the pilgrimage, or pilgrimage to Mecca. Pilgrimage to Mecca. Every Muslim whose health and finances permit it must make at least one visit to the Holy of Mecca in present-day Saudi Arabia. So, meron sa kanila kapag meron kang yung mga Muslim na mayroong health and finances permit, they must visit Mecca once. They might visit Mecca once, which were located in the present-day Saudi Arabia, in the city of Mecca. So, yon. How does a Tausug man court a girl he likes? So, dito naman, mapag-uusapan natin, paano ba ang mga kalalakihan ng Tausug people manligaw sa isang babaeng gusto nila? So, ang traditional talaga is, women back then can't be seen by men. As what the informant had quoted, there is no courtship in Tausug. So, there is only parental arrangement. So, sa Tausug, tradition talaga nila is walang babae na makikita ng mga lalaki. sabi nga ng informant nila, there is no courtship in Tausug, which means walang ligaw-ligaw, walang harana-harana, wala talagang panliligaw na nangyayari kapag sa Tausug people, sa Tausug tribe. Kasi ang meron sa Tausug is parental marriage or parental arrangement. Yun yung way ng pag-court ng mga kalalakihan sa kababaihan. Hindi sila mismo yung pipili kung sino yung mapapangasawa nila, or hindi sila mismo pipili kung sino yung gusto nilang papakasalan, kasi the decision is on their parents. Kasi nga, ang meron lang sila is parental arrangement. Because of the informant had quoted, there is no courtship in Tausug. Wala talagang panliligaw. So, yung burial practice naman nila is, when the warmth is gone, yung pag may mamatay sa kanila, when the warmth is gone, the corpse is sponged in cold water. So, kapag wala na, syempre, 'di ba, pag mamatay tayo, wala naman talagang init na maiiwan sa katawan natin. Yung malamig na lahat, yung wala na talagang buhay. Kapag mawala na 'yon, pag mawala na yung warmth sa katawan ng isang patay, ang corpse na 'yon or yung bangkay na 'yon ay ini-sponge sa cold water, or parang hinihugasan using the cold water. So, the bathing is done by religious persons. So, hindi basta-basta, kunwari, namatay ako, then I am a Tausug people. Hindi pwedeng, yung mama or kahit sino lang sa pamilya ko or kahit sinong tao lang yung maghuhugas sa bangkay ko. Kailangan yung maghuhugas sa bangkay ko is yung religious person talaga, yung parang nakikita, yung religious person, which means parang yung committed, kumbaga committed talaga sa religious beliefs ng Tausug. Hindi basta-basta na pag namatay ako and then my warmth is gone, pwedeng nanay ko lang or pwedeng kapatid ko lang, hindi pwede. Kailangan religious person talaga ang gagawa nun. And the bathing is done in silence. So, kailangan walang ingay, walang kahit anumang distraction sa paligid. Kailangan silence and solemn lang lahat. While hinuhugasan yung corpse or yung bangkay. The water used is fresh and perfumed with betel nut flowers, kamanyan or incense, and sandalwood. So, meron talaga silang ginagamit na particular na incense or yung perfume sa Tausug people. Kasi hindi basta-basta na cold water is cold water lang. Kailangan din fresh siya, and kailangan merong incense na ginagamit na yung particularly na ginagamit talaga ng mga Tausug people. And last, the corpse is white and then perfumed and placed in a shroud. So yun na yun. Yun yung last practice nila sa paglibing ng isang bangkay. Yung after ng mahugasan, mapaliguan or mahugasan ng isang bangkay, yes, and tapos na perfume na anuhan na siya ng incense, yung nalapatan na siya ng incense ng isang religious person, doon na nila ilalagay yung corpse sa shroud or sa lupa. Yung pinaglilibingan ng mga bangkay. Next is marriage. Marriage is ideally arranged by parents, first and second cousins or favored spouses. So sa kanila, 'di ba nga, yung ideally arranged ng yung marriage, yung pag walang panliligaw sa Tausug. So arranged by parents talaga sila. First and second cousins are favored spouses. So parang sa kanila, yung first and second cousins ng both generations, sila yung mga favored na ikakasal, na gawing mag-asawa or magkabiyak. This is a series of negotiations precedes marriage, concluding with an agreement on the amount of bride wealth and other expenses to be paid by the boy's family. Dito na pumapasok yung dowry. Diba? Familiar naman kayo ng dowry. Yung dowry is magbabayad yung lalaki sa bride or sa family ng bride. In addition to arranged marriages, wives may be obtained by elopement or abduction, both common alternatives. Weddings are held in the groom's parents' house immediately upon payment of bride wealth and are officiated by an imam. So, during talaga ng pagbigay ng dowry sa parents ng bride or sa bride, kinakandak talaga nila agad yung kasal, yung wedding sa place ng lalaki or ng groom. So, these are the examples of the wedding ceremony of the Tausug people. So, yun na yung the bride performs a traditional bath before the wedding. Pictures of some dowries. Ito yung pagbigay na ng groom ng dowry niya sa bride or sa parents ng bride, and then during the wedding ceremony. So, these are the attire of the Tausug. So, the Tausug clothing is remarkably beautiful as well. The native attire of Tausug consists of badjo lapi or upper and kupot or pants for boys. While the top of the girls are batawi and sablay for formal occasions and sambra and supa for daily use. The pants for girls are called sawal, which has different design that would fit the top. Next is the art of the Tausug. The Tausug mats show exemplary work done by their weavers. Yung gamit nila is silk sashes, ginagawa nila silk sashes, shoulder cloth, or male head dresses, or piece siyabit sa kanila. Tausug art also include the embroidery that they do, which is the pillowcases and tablecloths. And they are not allowed to create artwork that show human and animal forms, which is why they go for more abstract motifs. Another form of art that they have are their weapons. So dito sa paggawa ng mga weavers nila, hindi mo makikita na mayroong mga human doon, na makakita ng tao, human, animal form, kasi nga hindi sila allowed na gumawa ng mga ganong artwork. So kaya kung mapapansin nyo dito sa attire dito ng Tausug na nasa pictures, more on abstract sila. Wala kang makikita ng ibang pattern kundi abstract lang. Next is Tausug people are intelligent and talented. Example is Ramir A. Tawasil and also other personalities like the former Senator Santanina Razul. So dito sa left picture, this is si Ramir A. Ramir A. Tawasil. Siya yan. And then, dito next is yung mga example ng mga artwork ng Tausug people. Yan, the two pictures. And the trade. Founding of the Sulu Sultanate until the mid-19th century, the Tausug conducted an extensive trade with China in pearls, bird's nest, trepang, camphor, and sandalwood. Copra and abaca are the most locally consumed product are handled by Tausug or Samal trades. So, dito na yung mga mid-19th century, nag-start na silang mag-export ng mga extensive trade nila sa China. Yung mga jewelries nila, and yung mga copra and abaca nila, or yung mga tela, ganun. Yun yung mga products na na-trade na nila during the mid-19th century. So next ito yung mga tinitrade nila in the mid-19th century sa China. Yun yung mga abaca, yung mga jewelries, yung mga copra. Yan, these are the example of the pictures. In the pictures. Next is the visual arts and crafts. So, next. The visual arts and crafts. The Tausug sundok or grave marker are wood or stone carvings of geometric or floral forms. Women's grave markers are flatter with the carved geometric designs. Those of the men are more floral. Tausug mananasal or blacksmiths produce bolo, kalis, and barong or bladed weapons. Gold and silver smithing or for jewelry remain lucrative items. Items produced include the sing-sing or ring, galang or bracelet, gantong, ilog or necklace, bang or stud earring, aritis or dangling earring, pin or brooch, gold teeth, and tambuko or buttons. An example of Tausug woodwork is the puhan wooden handle of bladed weapons, which may be simple or decorated with gold or silver wires, strings, and rings. So, kung nakikita nyo yung picture below, yan yung example ng woodwork or woodwork or bladed weapon ng mga Tausug people na pwede siyang lagyan ng gold or silver wires, strings, and rings. Other of the visual arts also ng mga Tausug people, yung mga jewelries na ginagawa mismo nila. Sila mismo yung gumagawa. And yung mga sandata nila, yung mga weapons nila, and also yung sundok or grave marker, yung mga pang grave marker sa mga wood or stone, yung mga gamit ng pag-carve ng mga wood and stone, yun yung tawag Tausug sundok. Sundok yung tawag ng ginagamit nila pang wood carving or stone carvings. Next, we have ito yung parts ng parts of moro barong or barong. So, ito yung example ng weapon nila. So, dito makikita nyo yung sa handle part, parang sa dulo part ng weapon, ang tawag nun is shank. Then, yung puha ay yung bungbong or shank. Then, yung nasa kalagitnaan, tawag nun is puhan or hilt. Puhan means hilt or handle. Yung pinaghawakan dito. Parang body part siya ng handle. Then, yung parang malapit na siya sa mismong weapon or blade ng weapon, ang tawag nun is baykaskas or budbud. Baykaskas or budbud. Yun yung collar ng hawakan. And then dito naman sa blade na part ng weapon, yung hindi masyado matalim na part ng weapon, ang tawag doon is dalig or back edge. Dalig ang tawag sa term sa Tausug dialect. And then yung pinakadulo or tip ng weapon called pusok. Pusok yung tawag doon. Next, we have here also are some pictures or some examples of the weapon of Tausug people. Next, we have the literature of Tausug. Tausug are rich in their literary works that are passed on generation to generation through word of mouth or oral tradition. So, dito, ang Tausug people then also ay mayaman sa literature. So, the Tausug called their tale kata-kata. Kata-kata. Yun yung tawag nila sa mga tale nila, kata-kata. Kata-kata. The most common subject of their tales are the tales that revolve around the lives of their sultan. But due to their different geographic locations, the Tausug have variations to their tales. So, yung literature rather nila ay nakafocus lang dati sa mga lives ng mga sultan nila, sultan ng Tausug. Pero dahil nga due to the different geographic locations ng Tausug, nagkaroon na ng iba't ibang variations ng tales. So, here are some examples of their tales. First, we have the Manuk-Manuk Bulawan. It is called by that name by the Tausug living in the Indanan, while it is called Agta, Datu, or Dakula in other places. So, Manuk-Manuk Bulawan, yan yung tawag sa Tausug na naninirahan sa Indanan. Pero sa ibang places naman, ang tawag ng Manuk-Manuk Bulawan sa kanila is Agta, Datu, or Dakula. So, yan yung parang Datu means yung pinakataas-taasan sa Tausug. So, next is Posong or Pusong. Tales like these are meant to entertain its audience. So, dito na pumasok yung iba't ibang varieties ng tales nila. Kasi, ang tales ng Pusong or Pusong ay focus lamang na to entertain its audience. So, dito na hindi na talaga siya nakafocus sa lives ng mga sultan nila, kundi gumawa na rin sila ng mga tales na nakakapag-entertain ng audience. Next, we have the instrumental music of Tausug. So, dito na yung mga different music instruments ng Tausug. First, we have the Anggad. Anggad is a two-headed cylindrical drum of Tausug, Samal, Bajau, Maranao, and Maguindanao. So, itong Anggad is, ito yung drum ng mga Tausug, yung mga cylindrical drum na ginagamit nila. Next, we have the Babanun. Babanan is a single narrow-trimmed Philippine gong used primarily as the timekeeper of the Maguindanao Kulintang ensemble. So, dito naman sa Tausug, meron silang babanun. Ang tawag sa Maguindanao is Babindir, Maranao, Babandir, and Tagbanwa, Batak, Palawan, Babandir pa rin. So, ito yung gong nila. Ito yung parang timekeeper ng mga Maguindanao. Ito yung Kulintang ensemble nila. Next, we have here the Lisngo, or ring flute of Bilaan and Tiruray, Maguindanao, Samal, Tausug, and Yakan. So, yan yung flute nila, ring flute nila. Next is the Kubing. It is a bamboo jaw harp of Tiruray. These have become one of the most popular jaw harps internationally due to their highly responsive sound and ornate designs. In the hands of a good player, the Kubing is capable of a vast of sounds and timbres. This Kubing was collected in Manila in 1987. So, ang tawag naman sa Tausug nito is Kulaing. So, sa Tiruray is Kubing. Sa Tausug is Kulaing. So, yan yun yung jaw harp of Tiruray. Next, we have the Suling. Is the ring flute of Bilaan and Tiruray, Maguindanao, Samal, Tausug, and Yakan. Is the smallest. Yung isa is mas malaki dito. Kasi itong suling na flute, na ring flute na ito is the smallest bamboo flute of the Maguindanaoan and the only one classified as a ring flute, or the other two bamboo flutes of the Maguindanaoan, the Tumpong and the Palindang, are both leaf valley flutes. So, maliit naman itong klase na ring flute. Next is the Sahunay. Is a bamboo flute leaving 6 holes for the fingers, and trumpet made of coconut leaf. It is about 30 cm long and 3 cm in diameter. This is a bamboo flute of the Tausugs and Sulu. Next is the Agong. Is a set of 2 wide-rimmed bows gongs hangs from horizontal pole or wooden frame. It is used by the Maguindanao, Maranao, Samal, Bajau, and Tausug people of the Philippines. So, yung gong kanina is nag-iisa lang. Yun yung pang timekeeper nila. While ito naman, itong agong, is there 2 wide-rimmed bows gongs na merong horizontal pole or wooden frame. na ginagamit nila. Next, we will proceed to the Tausug dances. First, we have the Pangalay, Philippines, the fingernail dance. So, itong fingernail dance is the sobriquet given to a Southeast Asian dance known as Pangalay. This traditional dance is said to have originated from Sulu Island, located in the Philippines, and is said to have been created by the Tausug people. So, itong Pangalay dance is created by the Tausug people. So, apparently, this dance said to be extremely similar to the classical Balinese and Thai dances. Furthermore, this dance also comprises of another version referred to as pakiring. This dance style is supposedly based on pre-Islamic and Buddhist concepts related to male and female celestial agents rather. So I have here a video presentation of Pangalay dances. Wait lang. So first, before I will show you the video presentation, this is the history or origin of the Pangalay. According to the Sanskrit language, Pangalay means temple of dance. Nabanggit doon kanina, 'di ba? It is a dance for temples or Buddhist or the Buddhist and sa pang temple na sayaw. This dance is also said to have been created by people belonging to the Tausug community. As I said then earlier, made talaga ang Pangalay dance na ay ginawa talaga ng Tausug people or Tausug community. In terms of technique, this dance is also similar to the Javanese and Thai form of dancing, and this is also said to possess elements belonging to a form of Southeast Asian martial art known as Kuntaw Silat. So parang meron din siyang mga similarities sa Javanese and Thai. Then sa Southeast Asian martial art na ang tawag is Kuntaw Silat. In addition, this dance is performed mainly during weddings and other festive occasions. So itong Pangalay dance usually piniperform during weddings or festive occasions ng mga Tausug people. There are two alternative versions of this dance and they include Pangasil. Ito yung performed mainly by males, and Pangilok performed by both males and females. So, kapag lalaki lang ang nagpa-perform ng Pangalay dance, ang tawag doon Pangasil. And kapag both males and females naman yung nagpa-perform, tawag doon is Pangilok. So, costumes used in the Pangalay the costume used in this dance style usually includes the holwano and janggay. In addition, metallic fingernails extensions also form a major component of the costume. So, I will show you the video of the Pangalay dance of Tausug people. So, that is the Pangalay dance of Tausug people. As you can see, meron siyang both males and females, kaya ang tawag sa sayaw na ito is Pangilok. Next, we have the Borong Talo. The place of origin of this dance is from the Hulu Sulu. So, meaning of the dance is the unique fighting dance in a form of martial arts by Tausug tribe. Performers demonstrate a battle between a hawk and a cat, which is an acrobatic movements and tough facial expression. So, instrument used here are the energetic beat of drums and gongs. So, itong dance naman ito is, ang pinoportray nito is ang fighting dance ng mga Tausug na naka-form into martial arts. So, yung mga performers dito ay gina-portray or demonstrate nila ang battle between sa hawk and a cat. So, I have here a video presentation to show you an example of borong talo. Next, we have the Pangalay sa Agong. The place of origin of this dance is from the Sulu. So the dance portrays two warriors who try to gain the attention of a young woman. They using gongs to show their powers and skill. So ito naman, ang sayaw ng Pangalay sa Agong is nagaportray ng dalawang warriors na kalalakihan na ginigain ang attention ng isang young woman. So, ang ginagamit nila dito is a gongs to show their powers and skill. So, I have a video presentation of this Pangalay sa Agong dance. So as you can see in the video, there are 3 people in the dance. There are 2 man warriors and there are a young woman. And the two man warriors are fighting to gain the attention of the young woman. Next, we have the Linggisan. The dance originated from the Samal. So the dance imitates a bird in fight. The female dancers' arm movements are smooth and flowing. The instrument used here is gabang. So ito naman, ang sayaw ng linggisan, ang ini-imitates nila is a bird fight. So I have here a video presentation showing the Linggisan dance.
Linggisan dayang bangka tingun, paadlaw pirik-irikun, maputi dayang sulasihun, ang pamanis-manis way naliyukun, taling ang pamanis-manis way naliyukun. Oy, oy, samay daling-daling, ang pamanis-manis way naliyukun. Iya alabot diyang mairu, iya alabot diyang mairu, mag-uyong daw mag-idlap kan bansil tublon. Linggisan dayang maunay, ang pamahinig-inig sa lilanay, matingog sila ananay, ang palinggo-linggo iyak sa unay, daling ang palinggo-linggo iyak sa unay. Oy, oy, samay daling.
As you can see, the dancers there are all females because the Linggisan dance is performed by the female dancers, which have the smooth movements of their hands, imitating the birds fight. Next, we have here the Suwa Kusua or My Pomelo tree. It's a dance that likens the suwa's gentle leaves, attractive fruits, its fragrance, and slender body. Performed by couples, and the dancer make use of two white fans that are swayed as if to signify the swaying of the leaves of the suwa tree while singing along with the music. So here's the example of the Suwa Kusawa. As you can see, it performed by the male and female couple with also the fan and has the gentle leaves, attractive fruits, its fragrance and slender body. As you can see, at the costumes of the woman has a leaf formed headdress, and they are performed with a man, which is portrayed by a couple. So they has also two fans swayed as if to signify the swaying of the leaves of the suwa tree. So yun. That is the example of the Suwa Kusuwa. Next, we have the daling-daling, a corruption of English word darling. So the meaning of daling-daling is darling. It's a ceremonial dance of the Tausug. A singer usually accompanies the dance by describing the various movements of the dancer. So dito naman, the daling-daling is a ceremonial dance. It is performed by a female dancer accompanied it is a singer lang. Kadalasan singer lang talaga nagpe-perform ng daling-daling. Pero usually ito ay na-accompany siya ng sayaw na dinidescribe ng the various movements of the dancer. While kumakanta yung singer, yung dancer naman is dinidescribe yung movements or the various the lyrics of the song by the various movements of the dance of the dancer. So here's the video presentation. As you can see at the video presentation, there are one singer and one dancer. Next, we have the hinang-hinang. Is a dance where fishermen on vinta boats prepare to catch fish or dive for pearls on the open sea. So ito naman, ang hinang-hinang dance ay sinasayaw ng mga fishermen na naghahanda para manguha ng mga isda or or for pearls sa mga open sea. So here's the video presentation. So that is the hinang-hinang dance. Next, we have the langka bujang is a dance that men fight for their love. The winner claims his bride. So the langka bujang ay sayaw ng another man na mga kalalakihan ng mga lalaki na pinaglalaban yung pagmamahal nila. Then, yung pagmamahal nila sa isang babae. And kung sinong manalo between the fight, yun yung makakakuha ng puso or ng yes ng isang babae or magiging bride nila, yung girl. So, the pangalay habaloy is the couple's dances, the pangalay on mats called baloy. The mat symbolize the life cycle because it is used from birth through marriage and livelihood. So, ito naman, ang pangalay habaloy ay sinasayaw ng mga couples na nasa mats sila. Yung mats na yon, yun yung nagsisymbolizes ng life cycle nila as a couple, or from birth, through marriage, and livelihood. Next, we have the kandingan. Performed at Tausug weddings in Holo, the kandingan consists of figures and steps based on classical and traditional Indian dance forms. Dancers perform with slightly bent knees, turned outward fingers, held stiffly together with the thumb outward and apart. So, itong kandingan is piniperform sa kasal sa Holo. So, particularly in Holo. Itong sayaw na ito is performed by a couple also, or sometimes a group of people that represents the couples na magpapakasal or in the wedding. Yeah. So, that's it, and thank you for listening. Hopefully, you have learned a lot from me. And that is the Bangsamoro tribe, particularly in the Tausug tribe, the last tribes of Mindanao, the people of the sea current. Thank you.